and then we can do what he tells us to do. So, here we are. So we have to have a relationship with God. So now, when we come to understand how spirit functions, just turn to Genesis 1 for a minute. I know we're going all over the book, but that's okay. Genesis chapter 1. Verse 3. What's it say? And God said. Verse 6. And God said. Verse 9. And God said. Verse 10. And God said. And verse 14. Or verse 11, is it? Yeah, and God said. Verse 14. And God said. So you see, no word of the Lord, no word that God has ever spoken will return to him, and all that God says must return to God. It's in a loop. And in that loop is the fulfillment of whatever God said. When he saw darkness on the earth, or on the face of the deep, which is your consciousness actually. When he saw darkness on the face of the deep, he said, I don't like that. So what did he do? Chase the darkness away? No. He spoke and said, let there be light. Yes. And what happened? There's the light. Genesis 1 verse 26. And God said, let us make man. Yeah. There's the man. Was that a big effort? No, no, no. He spoke. And what he said, it was. Beloved, I want you to get a hold of this today. I'm not here just to try and make you think I know a whole lot of stuff. I'm here to encourage you. I've seen all the miracles of Jesus in my ministry. But you know something? I never did one of them. Why? God has never asked me to do a miracle. And God will never ask you to do a miracle. Why? Because I'm the body. We are the body. So I don't talk very much about any of the miracles that I see, because I didn't do them anyways, and I don't want you to run away with an idea that I'm something super, because I'm not. I'm Des Walton. That's all. But I'm a laborer together with God. I've learned how to be a laborer together with God. Would you let me give you a little illustration? And this, you women will know what I'm talking about now. Us men, you just listen. When a woman becomes pregnant, here is the greatest experience that I believe anybody on this earth could possibly have. Because you become immediately a laborer together with God. As a mother, producing a child. Why? Because you're producing life. You're not just producing a thing, you're producing life. And you must be a laborer together with God. So what does he say? Just lend me your body, will you? Lend me your body. And that conception takes place. And immediately God gets to work. Because he, according to Psalm 139, it says that he brought all the parts together of your being when there was nothing in there. It was empty. And I just went here and there. I brought it all together, and I'm putting this little one together. You're a laborer together with God. What an experience. There's a young lady in India who's the daughter of the pastor that arranges my meetings there and so on. And I've known this girl since she was back at school. And today she is pregnant. And when I got there this year, because she was excited, you know, she'd already emailed me. I knew she was pregnant. And But she was having trouble. She was having all kinds of trouble. She'd been to the doctor and he'd given her sedatives because she was shaking. And I said to you, what's wrong? What's going on here? And she said, well, I'll tell you, she said, my friend in the office where she works had a child about 2 months ago. And so she said to her one day, she said, oh boy, I'm glad it's you that's having that baby and not me. Oh man, you should have seen what I went through in that childbirth. Oh, God help me, I just don't ever want to have another child. And this poor girl's listening to all this, and it's going into her mind, just gets a hold of it, and her body is now being affected. She's got all kinds of morning sickness, and she's on medication for this and that. I said, for goodness sake, girl, listen. I said, I want you to have the peace of God in your heart. You are not making this little child in you. You are not the one that's going to produce this little child. You are a laborer together with God. And I said, this should be the most wonderful experience of your life. Working together with God. There's parts of this thing that you cannot do. And God said, I know you can't do it, and I'm not going to ask you to do it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. All I want you to do is let me use your body. That's all. And I said, you can have the most wonderful experience. You do not need to have sorrow. You know, the Bible teaches, or rather the church teaches, that women will always have pain and suffering in childbirth. Well, I want to tell you, I know people that have had children in childbirth and it's been a dream. I believe fear is the main ingredient of your pain. Now, I'm not a woman. I haven't had a child. But I know what God says. And I know how God works. And I do not believe that you have to have pain and suffering in childbirth. But we do because we're ignorant. We do not know. Women do not know. I'm a laborer together with God. Nobody ever told me. I thought this was me. I mean, I'm pregnant. My husband got me pregnant, and now I've got to go through with this, and I've got to birth this child. Oh, Lord, help me. And all the pain, the suffering, and oh, Lord, I don't know whether I want to go through with this. Instead of, Father, you and I are laborers together. We're going to produce this little one. And you know why you're pregnant? You're pregnant because Father said, I need a son or a daughter. I need somebody. Will you help me? Let me use your body. And together we're going to put together the most wonderful experience of producing this little child. Can you see this? You understand? Laborers together with God. I believe that's the most poignant expression of that verse, being a laborer together with God. But in the whole of your life, we are laborers together with God. God will never ask you to do anything except what you can do as the body.